Hello, in this video I'm taking a look at a premium child theme built for the Beaver Builder theme that's designed for real estate sites, or if you're in the UK, estate agent sites, and it's called Homeland and it's by Chinmoy over at Beaver World. Now, I was playing around with this yesterday and I'm really impressed with it. There's a lot going on and I thought there's a video in this because I started with the information that's here and it's okay. There's a live demo site, which is not a site you can go into the back end and try, but it does show all the functionality set up here. And there is also a demo setup video here. There's no audio on this, but it shows you how you can import XML and DAT files so you can have your site set up the same way as the demo site is, and that gets you a long way to understanding this theme, but there's a lot more that's going on with it, so I thought I would just cover all those extras as best as I can here. Now let me just make sure I don't miss stuff off. So I need to let you know, of course, that you need to be a pro or agency user because it needs the Beaver Builder theme. There are some custom modules that come with it, 7. There's some custom widgets, 2, and it's IDX compatible, which is a big deal if you're doing estate agent sites because that allows you to connect up to, I think, national databases, maybe even global ones. I don't know, because to be honest, I've never built this kind of site. I'm testing this out in case this kind of job comes in. So I'm no expert on this one, but it seems to do everything I would expect a site like this to do. Now, as mentioned, it's premium. So if you're buying it this way as a single product, it costs yearly $59 for unlimited sites, 1 year of update and support with a 40% renewal discount. And he will even set you up the demo in 24 hours, which is pretty good, isn't it? But just to bear in mind, I guess this is a child theme, so unless something radically changes with the Beaver Builder theme, you probably wouldn't need to update every year on that, perhaps. I shouldn't be saying that, sorry, Chinmoy. But if you want to be covered for lifetime and lifetime support as well with the demo setup, it's $159 for lifetime. But I didn't buy it this way. Quite some months ago, I bought the Beaver World Pro Plus plan, which I think is fantastic because it will give me access to anything that's created in the future for Beaver World. And at the moment, that includes 3 premium themes, 10 plugins, and listed here is 8 modules, but I know there is a 9th out already available to me. And this costs $199, unlimited lifetime updates. The only extra cost that could come in is that you only got the 1 year of free support, so it would be $20 after that if you need support. But if not, that's your full money here. So yeah, so I'm now an affiliate for this. I've been testing this stuff out. I've actually started using some of the modules on client sites. I hope you know that I'm not really an affiliate marketer, that I just really share with you the stuff that I use as a big Beaver Builder fan. I have set up a live demo site for Beaver World at world.beaverjunction.com. It's still in a bit of a state. If you come to the front end of this, to the home page, you can log in, create your own version of this site and play around with what's there. Not everything is set up or activated at the moment, but I started setting up some pages. They're in a bit of a mess for the modules. With the themes, I decided I wouldn't set up a live demo site for that because I could end up with quite a lot and it's quite a lot for me to manage. So hopefully I did set one up, which is what I'm going to show you now here, where I've made some color changes, and here I shall add the video and anything else that becomes relevant to me playing around with this. And I've already added here some custom CSS because from the original version, which is here, I've added this sort of burnt orange to the site as well and use some of this CSS to do it. So that might be useful for anyone who wants to be doing the same. As I say, I'm an affiliate for them now. I have mentioned Beaver World in the past and I'm 4% towards my first payout. So that's $4, by the way. So yeah, if you buy from my link, maybe I'll earn some money from this eventually. So thanks for that. But if not, not a problem at all. Okay, let me go on and show you the site now. Oh, there's a fair bit to cover. Let me see. Let's start with the main features first. So as you would expect with this kind of site, there needs to be a way for the visitor to be able to search for the properties that they're interested in. You can see we've got some more options here. I'm just going to set this one to rent at the moment and click search, so you can see that this will bring up the search results for all the rented properties available. There's not many properties in the demo site here, so we've only got a few. On this search results archive page here, we have the search engine again. Over here as a sidebar widget, or it's actually a module there, and we have this neat little mortgage calculator, which is a bit of fun. Let me just show you that. So I'll put in some silly amount. I can put 200 down. I'm going to put my interest rate at 1.9 and it just shows how I got a bad font because you can't see the point, but it is there, I promise you. And I shall pay this over, I don't know, 5 years, and we'll calculate that, and that shows me how much that is going to cost me a month, which is way too much for me. But as you can see here, I've set it for the UK to show £1, but you can have it at whatever currency. I think most of the main currencies are covered in this. Anyway, so here's our listings, and this is pretty much the same on any of the archive pages. We can have featured showing, and obviously I did search for rent, so these are all showing rents, but it would be sale otherwise. The money's showing over there. You'll see here, unlike these two, this one has this little icon here, and these where we can see other images for this. And if I go and click through to the single page on this, you'll see why that's happening. Now the other ones where they didn't have that slideshow, they didn't have the extra images which are shown here, and this is what you get if you add extra images. You get this slideshow like this. Now here's what you get on the singular page. So this is obviously a property custom post type, and this is the singular page for that custom post type. And the best way to show you what's going on here, again, we've got the search engine, as I keep wanting to call it, and the mortgage calculator here. We've got property details and features which are clickable through to anything that's got the internet. Let me just do that now. So this is working as WordPress tags do. If you tag something up, it's going to give you an archive page of other things that have that same tag. So all of these have the internet, and you have complete control over these. We have a map, and we have other recommended listings over here, and I can show you this in the back end. So it's the same site here. The title, obviously the content, whatever you like here. There's where you can put the address, which is going to show on the map and on the top as well. Here's the property types, rent, sale, none of these, all the rooms and all of that kind of detail there. The price, which you can set to your choice of currency. I better actually, what did I have? Pounds. I don't know if I actually had that on pounds. And here's where you add the additional images. Really neat, this one. You can move them around and just delete individual ones. Just click on there and it'll take you to the media library. We can add them or delete them all in bulk. And you've got a featured image for the front there. And I think that pretty much covers it here. As you can see, this is like categories here for this custom post type of properties. So we can set whatever we like here. It's regions, because we created here by registering a taxonomy, one called regions. And here we've got one for features, which is like the tags, like I said, with the internet here. So we could add as many as we liked and add other ones as well. Okay, I think that covers that. Let's go and take a look now at the home page so I can show you some of the widgets and how that's working. Let me go into the page builder, and all right, let's go for the stuff on this page. So on this page here, this isn't dynamic content. This is just a background image. You can set what you like. This is just a normal heading module there, and these are just icons. So this isn't dynamic content here. This is what is called search listing, which I keep calling search engine. And this allows you to decide what you're going to hide and show. It actually gives you the table view, which is what we were seeing, I think, on, yeah, there we are, on the sidebars, but we'll put that back to slim. And you can do a lot of the styling for the buttons and the backgrounds, and there's some drop shadow you can set as well for this. But you know what you have to bear in mind here is that this is a child theme where other pages, like your archive pages and your singular pages, the styles that have been applied to those have been applied through CSS. So as I did, you probably need to overwrite that with your own CSS to be able to change that, even though these modules include it. If you were not building the whole thing with Thema again, you would need to then add the CSS on top of this, even though you've got these here. But I'll move on to this a little bit more. Let's have a look at the next custom module we've got here. So this is one where you select your locations here. Again, this is just individual modules. We can move those around and display them as we like. And if I click on this, it's called the property counter module, where you can add an image and you can do stuff with the overlay colors for hover and non-hover. And here what's happening is that we've got the counter on, and what it's doing is it's counting all of the posts, if you like, that have been tagged under Miami, because here we've got the taxonomy of regions and I've selected Miami, and that's going to show me and automatically update the number of properties as they're added. Now this is quite interesting. I'll just mention this over on my demo sites. That's called property counters there, but it's also provided as a separate module called fancy term lister, and it's doing exactly the same here as I've just shown you, but this is working for WooCommerce products. So it's showing me that there's 11 t-shirts. I called it t-shirts, called nerdy under the nerdy category, and for action there. So just point that out. Okay, let's move on to the next key module, which is this one, which is the listing grid here, which allows you to display these properties how you like. As you know, we can have 4 columns. Of course, we're going to need to adjust the image sizes for those. And again, we can add lots of different things for the styling. So for the featured badge, that's on that burnt orange there, and we've got the sale or rent badges named this way. Now the great thing about this particular module is that if you're using Beaver Thema, you could replace your archive pages with this module, and then you could style those archives using this module as well. So there's a bit of flexibility there. When it comes to those singular pages, there's an awful lot more content, so there's not really the modules that will build up the whole of those singular pages as they are. So if you was to start to use Thema on that, you'd probably have to do some extra work on that. So probably, if you're a Thema user, headers, footers, using parts to put templates in different sections could be used, and also this listing for the archive pages could be used. Okay, so I think that covers the main things. Let me just go and show you in the modules. Let's go to WP Beaver World modules here. So I mentioned there were 7. Those were the 3 big ones which are useful. These ones, okay, so toggle search form. Now all that does is allows you to place in there we are, a search form like this. Now, something to note on this one, it probably not so much needed for this theme because it will only search on blog posts. So it's not going to display your properties, and as there's a search function for this, you probably would only want to use that somewhere where someone would know, the visitor would know that it's only going to search for posts, so perhaps somewhere related to posts. But again, that is another standalone module, and I actually featured it on a video as well when I was talking about different ways to place the search icon in your headers, so it's mentioned there as well. Okay, let's go back, and what else were we looking at? Yes, we've got Breadcrumbs, which is a handy module which I haven't really got into using, but it's used on the archive pages, and we can set a lot of things, prefixes here. You'll see it's already built in and hard coded in to the theme here, but again, you could use this in Beaver Thema to, if you want to do your archive pages, to set things there as well and style the outcome of those. What else have we got? We've got a current post title, which the best way, and an archive, which a little bit is working the way that Thema does, if you're familiar with this one, where it's got a field connector that already connects to that page title, and this is doing this for you without having to set up that connector. So this home page is actually called Welcome to Homeland. That's what Chamoy set it up as, and it's showing that because we're on that page. If I place this module on another page, it would show whatever that was called. So there's that, and there's the same one for the archives. Okay, well, I wanted to cancel that, didn't I? Let's do that and cancel that. Right, did I cover everything here? No, I didn't. I've covered, yes, that's all of those. Now we need to go over to the widgets. So we go to WordPress widgets, and as mentioned earlier, there's 2 widgets that Chamoy has built. Now there's this one, the Beaver template inserter. Now this is pretty cool. Let me just pop that in here so you can see what's happening here. What it does, surprisingly enough, it inserts one of the templates. Now in this theme there are already templates set up for this one. In fact, the footer that you can see down here is a template that's been hard coded to show site-wide at the bottom, and there's a template so you can go and restyle that. Let me just show you that it is the case by just inserting it here. And that's pretty much the same as well. If you're not using Thema or any of those, you can just go and change the templates, you know, the content you're going to have in the footer, the same as any of these other things. So your listings, for your results, for your pages here. If you're not using Thema, using the defaults that are here, you can still change the styling of these sections by going into the templates for these and just changing them with Beaver Builder. Okay, let's cancel that. And there was one other widget somewhere. Oh yes, of course, that's the mortgage checker, which you've seen already, and that's pretty easy to set up. As I say, you can select your currencies on this one, call it what you like, and I think that's pretty much it, just the button text for this. Okay, right, so that's most of the stuff there. I did mention, didn't I, let me just come out of this, I'll discard this, and I'll just show you the templates here so you can see for yourself. So here are the templates that I just showed you when we were the template inserter here. So you can go to any of these. So the listings on the search results pages, although it's hard coded in, you can still change this. Well, I say it's hard coded in. Actually, there is something to show you. I think this may not be entirely correct that I'm telling you. There we are. So we can do our restyling here. And actually, if we go back to look in this, yes, I was about to give you misinformation. You'll see that you are able to place this to any of the locations where there are hooks in the theme here with this, and you can delete that. Now, of course, this is effectively doing the same as what Beaver Themer parts do. So you can actually move around this templated content, like your footer, if you wanted to move that somewhere else. I don't know where else you would put it other than the bottom, but you know, for example, you can do this. And you can also, with this one, by the looks of it, you can decide where this template is going to show by selecting these, and then presumably you can then set the location is general on, yes, on that, so it will show it in different areas there. So that gives you a lot of flexibility here. I did have a quick chat with Chimoy yesterday, and he said if you're using parts you can just disable that. And in fact, let's just go and take a look now. You can see here that I'm floundering a bit to remember what I've actually looked at, but if we go over to appearances and editor, I think in the functions PHP file you can just code out the section I think this is it, the template inserter. I think this could just be coded out, and then you could exchange that for parts, or just not use parts at all. You can still use Beaver Themer with this and just not use that, but if you wanted to the different interface, you can do that as well. Okay, let me just show you finally, to show you that I have in fact used Beaver Themer for the property archive here. So I've created one and I've just used the grid. Let me go to the home page here. Let's go to properties. This is where it's been applied to, and as you can see here, this is Beaver Themer. That's allowing me to position and style this one on these pages here. And this, I've kept it plain and simple, but if you look at the original version, Chimoy's version, and we go to the properties there, you'll see what's hard coded in there is the search and the mortgage calculators added to that page on there, where I've just kept it simple, and I took away this as well, the breadcrumbs over the top here, which again can be styled with the template and Beaver Builder itself. Okay, I think that's probably enough to take in. I hope that made some sense. Of course, you know, you just ask me some questions and I shall still be poking around with this and learning some more as I go on. Obviously, it will be a lot quicker for me to learn if I had an actual project to test it on. But yeah, just ask me and I'll do my best to answer any of the questions, and Chimoy's pretty good with that kind of stuff as well. So I hope this was useful to you, and I will catch you on another video soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and like it. If you hate it, then still give it a thumbs up. And if you really didn't like it, then just probably let me know what it is that I do so wrong. And please subscribe as well if you like these kind of Beaver Builder videos. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.